Hello everyone and welcome to another video. In this tutorial, I'll be showing you how to use the new added MCP node inside N8N. So let's get straight to it. First of all, you will have to navigate to your N8N dashboard, and then once you're here, you will have to create two things. Now, if you have already deployed an MCP server that you want to use, you will skip this first part. If you don't and you want to create an MCP server inside N8N that you can use later inside another workflow, just follow me. So first of all, you will have to start from scratch here. Just click on it, and then here either click add first step or right click and add node. Look for MCP, find MCP server trigger, click on it, and then here you'll be adding the tools that we'll be using with your MCP server. So for example, for the simplicity sake of this tutorial, let's give it a calculator. You can add whatever. There are multiple tools that you can add here. For example, API calls, you can run your own code, database actions, etc. So we can add one more thing here, which is a coding tool. So I'm just giving it a description. So when the LLM uses it, it knows what is it made for. So it will just execute it. So let's change it to either we have JavaScript or Python. We'll go with Python. I will not change the code, so basically we'll get any query and we'll transform it to uppercase. That's shouting in programming. So yeah, we'll keep it at that. You can write whatever you want here. You can come up with your own code for your own use cases. So yeah, we'll leave it at that. Once you have done all of that, you have basically created your own MCP server. You can add multiple other tools here, of course, dependent on your own use case. Let's keep it at this. Let's save it for now, and then let's go back to our dashboard. Let's give it a name first. Sorry. Here, this is the part where we'll be using the MCP server that we have just created, or we can like implement or use any other MCP server that we have hosted or we found somewhere. Before we continue with this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel, as that will help us a lot. Thank you. Let's go to the workflow now. I don't have a workflow yet, so I'm gonna create a new one from scratch. Just go here. For this, we will be using an AI agent that will be using the MCP server that we either created or we found. So create on add first step here, or as I mentioned before, right click and click add node. Look for AI agent. Once you do that, you will have to configure what LLM that you'll be using with your AI agent. Like there is a whole bunch of options here. We'll be using open router. You have to set up your credentials. Of course, click here and find your API key and then include it. I have already done that. Look for the model that you will be using. I will be using a free version of Mistral here. So yeah, I will be using this. And now here, of course, you can add it memory. You can add it whatever. We will not need it for this particular tutorial, but you can always add it. You can go to tools now, and this is the part where you will integrate the MCP server. So look for MCP here, MCP Client tool, and then for this, notice how it says that we have to add an SSE endpoint, which is the URL for the MCP server. I forgot to copy it, so no problem. We'll go back to the dashboard for N8N, enter our previous workflow that we have created, and then click here, and then you will find your test URL and production URL. You can copy your test URL and then go back to the workflow that you'll be implementing your MCP server in. Go to MCP Client and then copy your URL here and then just leave it at that. So yeah, basically now we have set everything. The MCP will fetch the list of tools that are available in the server. Of course, you can here, if you didn't create your MCP inside N8N, you will have just to copy the MCP server link inside here. For our MCP, we have two available tools, which are the calculator and the code tool, and the MCP Client tool will fetch all these tools and find the relevant one that we'll be using. Of course, here we save our workflow. Let's save it. All right, just a disclaimer. For my case now, I will execute and everything will work. It just the LLM will not provide me with the correct answer because there is a bug happening. I don't know what's the cause of it, but it will not work for me. But you will see in the traces that the MCP server is working fine and everything is fine. Before we run it, we have to activate our MCP server. So let's click on test workflow here and then just test the MCP usage. Now, as I said, it will not work. It will work, but it will not provide an answer, like output it, but you will see in the traces that it works. So yeah, let's click open chat and let's ask our chat what is, and let's test it. Okay, it did not particularly use, okay, shout me this message. It didn't detect the MCP correctly there. So let's try the second tool that we have already configured the description for. for example, and let's run it. We'll see if okay, it's used the MCP client now, as you can see. Okay, this is the bug that I was talking about. It's output in nothing, basically empty, the output. But if we go here in the traces, we will see that it has used the MCP client. So input this one, it used the tool that is shout message, which is this tool that we have provided, and then it will output or return this output here. As you can see, it have changed the message to uppercase, but for some reason it's not output in there. But yeah, this is the whole implementation you need for the MCP server to work. It is actually working. It's just a bug that's not outputted, maybe because of the LLM, the free LLM that I'm using or whatever, but I'm sure if you use like a GPT or DeepSeek or whatever, it will work. So yeah, guys, this has been it for the newly added MCP. Before, I have done already a tutorial on how to include MCP using the community node, but now it's no longer a community node. It is still available, the community node, but this is the native N8N MCP solution. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed. I found this tutorial useful. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll be seeing you in the next tutorial. Goodbye.